Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend, and thanks for doing your best on a Monday with a substitute teacher. Please be respectful for Mr. Rathje. I think I pronounced that correctly. Sorry if I didn't. But yeah, please go ahead and pause the video so that you can have a few minutes to be able to do this warm-up. If you're in my period 1 or 2 class, make sure you're doing that self-certify form with the barcode, and then we'll talk about it here in a minute. Alright guys, so we've got the 3 branches of government. I hope you saw the visual: legislative, executive, and judicial. Let's review from 3-1. What branch of the government do you feel the most important? I hope you're able to have a good conversation about that. Which article of the Constitution talks about how to amend it? That would be Article 5. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. And the requirements to be a senator. I hope you at least were able to guess on that one. That's actually going to be in this assignment for today, which is going to be 3-2, related to the legislative branch. So before we do that, let's take a look at our objective for today, is to be able to talk about the powers and limitations of the legislative branch. So that's what we're going to be shooting for today. Before we do that, though, please make sure you're getting in your Unit 2 summative. Remember that I am going to be putting in zeros by probably later on today, maybe tomorrow. I know there was a little bit of a communication issue last time, so I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. So make sure you're getting those Unit 2 summatives turned in. Oops, not that one. Okay guys, so we've got this Part 2, the Constitution Scavenger Hunt. The main thing I wanted to go over is the general topic of each article. Once you went into the U.S. Constitution full text, which is available on a few different areas of the internet, I put a link in the directions. One of the things though for Part 1 is you kind of had to do a little research, because you'll see I found it on this one here. Article 1 outlines the legislative branch. So that's where we're going to be kind of living today. Next time we're going to go into the executive, and then we're going to be living for a while in the judicial. And then we talked about Article 5 being how to amend the Constitution. It talks about the rights of states in Article 4. And then Article 6 and 7 is on here as well. So if you want to just pause it for a little bit, that's fine. Just to be able to make sure you can get that for question number 1 on assignment 3-2. I'm sorry, 3-1. But now we're moving on to 3-2. So there is a handout that Mr. Rathje should have given you a copy of that has this, but if you'd rather, you can just pause it and read through this. It gives a little bit of an outline of Congress. So go ahead and pause. Okay, this is another aspect of kind of a little cheat sheet that'll help you out for the assignment. So make sure that you're using this if you need to. It's also on that handout that Mr. R is going to be giving you. So make sure to take it off of that if you need to. Hit pause if you need to, though. So remember guys, to be able to access the assignment, you can go to It's Learning and hit that Start button for March 5th and 8th. Otherwise, it'll be over here on the right for your tasks. So either of those areas is where you can find today's stuff. The video, the assignment, all that good stuff. So once you do get into the page for today, you'll see that we've got a link here that says click here for the video. You guys obviously found it, so don't need to get into that. And then the assignment is also on the page. And then this one's a little bit different, where it's just going to have a fillable PDF. So on this one, you can either click on this, and then to be able to keep track of your answers in the actual answer box if you want, or this is a fillable PDF, so you can go ahead and put your answers right in that PDF and then save it onto your computer. Save it as like your name and whatever, and then when you go to submit the assignment, you can just attach it to your assignment. So whatever works, it doesn't matter to me. You can just do either one of those, as far as you can also put it in the actual answer box as far as the various sections and stuff. So either one works for me. I'm also going to go through the sections here real quick if you need to. So as you can see here, I was able to access this fillable PDF. This is the attachment. This is the actual Article 1. So if you do need to go to that same Constitution document that we have for assignment 3-1, and it gets into Article 1 here, where it has kind of the actual words in it. But see how I put my name here? I started going through and putting the answers down here, so you just need to be able to take a look at what it has on Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution to be able to get all this stuff. And we get into Article 1, Section 3, which is also getting into the legislative branch. So as you can see here, it talks about, this one is related to the Senate. So for 1A, it's talking about the Senate, and they are called senators, which is 1B. And then it gets into, in that cheat sheet, the handout that you have, as well as in the actual full text of the Constitution. If you want to go to Article 1, Section 3, that's where you can find the answers for this. Same thing here as far as Article 1, Section 5, challenge question. You can check that out. And then here is where you kind of need to do a Venn diagram. Oops. So, for example, on this one it says members represent an entire state. That would only be in the Senate. So you're going to put A right over here, because in the House of Representatives, they only represent a district. So if it's both, you'd put it in the middle here. So for example, the members represent citizens. Yes, that's both. They both represent citizens. So you're going to put D right over here. So based off of the cheat sheet you have, that handout, as well as the text of Article 1, you're going to be able to do your best to be able to complete this. This one is a bill that's going through the legislative branch. You just need to find what is similar between the House bill to combat opioid addiction and the Senate bill. So there are two different elements of both bills that are fairly similar. So you need to get that in here and decide on which one would be the best compromise. And I'll give you a hint here. It has to do with this 10-day supplies or 7-day supplies. And then how are you going to be able to try to get support from the chamber that you went against? So a plan as far as how you're going to be able to do that. There's one other thing in here that is pretty much the exact same. So you're not going to need to do any negotiation or bargaining for that one. So it's just a matter of how are you going to be able to kind of do that negotiation between the 7-day and the 10-day supply. So I hope that helps on that one. And that's it, guys. Other than that, there are 2 optional extensions. These are on a website called iCivics. So I have the link on the very last page of the presentation for today. So as a reminder, if you want to check that out, you go into your U.S. government page on It's Learning. And then from there, you make sure that you're on the overview. And then from there, you go over to announcements and links. And you go to the class documents and slides. And then from there, you find Unit 3, Principles of Democracy in the U.S. Constitution. And we go to the slides. And then you can find it for March 5th and 8th. Alright, guys. Good job on this. We'll talk about it for you guys, it'll be on Wednesday on Zoomland. So I hope this was helpful. And you can always send me a message if you're wondering anything or if you're having trouble. Take care, guys. Thank you.